Okay, so this experience was just a couple of days ago when, which I believe it was the Reptilians, they stuck me in a mall again, but they stuck me in, they normally, well, sometimes they'll stick me in a strange mall, but this was, you know, exact replica of the mall that I used to go to all the time when I was little. Last time I've been there was a couple years ago. I just went in there for a few minutes to meet up with my grandma and my mom. But yeah, I haven't really been to the mall in a long time. But I used to go all the time when I was like 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever. But yeah, so in this scenario, they tried to duplicate the exact mall that I used to go to up the street. And but yeah, sometimes when they give you these experiences, like these long, drawn out, like virtual reality type of lucid dreams, they're like messing with you, you know, in some way, shape, or form, either physically or ethereally. And of course, sometimes even if they're messing with you ethereally, that could transfer over to your physical body. But in this scenario, like I know they, when I woke up and stuff, and this isn't the first time that they would give me some long drawn out lucid dream and I'd wake up or whatever, and you can tell they were like messing with me sexually. And so anyway, in this experience, they were messing with me sexually when they were giving me this long drawn out lucid dream inside the mall. And they didn't even do, you know, anything sexual in the scenario at all, but they were just distracting me. Sometimes they'll distract you by virtual reality experiences or by these long drawn out lucid dream virtual reality experiences. You know, they'll just give that to you to distract you. And then in the meantime, they're doing something like either, you know, sexually or non-sexually to you. The reptilians are perverts, so they're always doing something sexually to me. Well, yeah, like, I wondered why sometimes I would wake up and I would feel like I've been tampered with, you know? Like this isn't the first time. This has happened many times. But I think this was the first time where I realized that sometimes they're even giving me these long, drawn-out lucid dreams. And, you know, there's nothing sexual in them, but yet they're just doing that to distract me while they're tampering with me sexually or whatever. You know. So, yeah, it's really weird. So sometimes they'll give you experiences that have nothing to do with sex or whatever, but they're sitting there tampering with you, you know, sexually. I guess, you know, either they tampering with you physically or they stole your astral body and it's tampering with it astrally or whatever. And then they're just distracting you by a lucid dream, well, virtual reality lucid dream, or virtual reality experience, or out-of-body experience. But yeah, because like, you know what I'm saying, you can tell when you've been tampered with when you wake up or whatever. And like I say, I wondered why sometimes I would wake up and, you know, I would just, like, have weird sensations down there. Like, I don't know, you know, like you can tell it'd be kind of, like, swollen, sort of. But anyway, yeah, because they're perverts, the reptilians are. And who knows, maybe they're taking some eggs, I don't know. But, you know, like, maybe the reptilians do that too, I really don't know. I know the Greys have done that before, but the way they do it, they come to my bedside all ethereally, and they'll tamper with me while, well, at least they think I'm asleep anyway, and they're using their little laser technology or whatever, ethereal laser technology, to suck out the physical eggs through my skin, and I'll have this like pain all the way from my left side all the way to my right side. And that was back in 2004, and then the other time I remember was 2013. I'm sure they've done it more than that, those 2 times, but they have, you know, done that before, and it just, in 2013, it dawned on me what they were doing, and then it brought back that memory in 2004. And actually, no wonder, after this experience, I mean, while they were giving me this mall experience, yeah, when I woke up, and like I say, this was 2 or 3 days ago, and I knew I had been tampered with, and, you know, like sexually or whatever, and I realized, wow, you know, sometimes they are tampering with me, you know, which I already suspected that anyway. Even, you know, when they give me long drawn-out lucid dreams, sometimes they're still tampering with me sexually or whatever, but now that I think about it, I actually was having some pain in my left, you know, my left side. It went away though, but I had it like yesterday and the day before on my left side. I can't remember if I had some pains on my right side or not. So yeah, see, they're like freaking screwing with people, you know, sexually or whatever. But yeah, it went away though, but I had it like yesterday, the day before, like 2 or 3, it was mainly the weekend, because I had this experience a couple days ago, and then yeah, I noticed the pain. So yeah, except the reptilians are doing it differently than the grays, because the reptilians, they always place me in malls and stuff, and I'm pretty sure the reptilians gave me this experience in the mall. But there was that one experience back in 2013, that virtual reality experience with that tall black angel. That particular experience I perceived, and that was in a mall as well, after I walked across the basketball court. I perceived actually, I don't know, I think they both were kind of involved in that anyway, reptilians and grays. So sometimes it's not really one or the other. Sometimes it could be both, the grays and reptilians. But I mean, sometimes they're just doing it just to be messing with you. Just, I mean, for no rhyme or reason. They're just, sometimes I think they're just doing it because they're perverts, you know, the reptilians. The grays, you know, they're doing it because they're trying to get eggs or whatever. But I know the reptilians have tampered with me sexually before, and it wasn't because they were getting eggs or whatever. They're just being perverts. Yeah, because one time I woke up and it was like, it's like they brought out all the nerves or something, like in that whole area or whatever. And you wouldn't have to do that to get eggs or whatever, so they're just doing stuff sexually just because they can't. You know, just because they can or whatever. Okay, so anyway, so this lucid dream, I started out in the food court, and I was, except this food court wasn't anything like the real food court in the mall, but 80% of the mall was exactly like the real mall down the street that I always went to when I was little. And so anyway, so I was sitting there in the food court eating rice, fried rice, and I was making a big old mess. I looked on the floor, saw rice and napkins everywhere. But I was eating the fried rice, and my mom and like my sister and some other people, they were like off walking around or whatever, and I was sitting there by myself eating fried rice. After I ate the fried rice, I had like a little thingamajigger of like what French fries go in. Like I had a bunch of other food on my plate. It was like potato wedges, and it seemed like pieces of, I'm not sure if it seemed like pieces of like square beef or tofu, something like that, and a couple other things that I had on my plate. But anyway, I was pigging out on the fried rice, and then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to make me up a little doggy bag, and shove all this extra food in there, and I'm going to give it, you know, to the possums later on. So what I did was I put, you know, I shoved this little thing, a little French fry holder. There wasn't any French fries in it, but I shoved a little French fry holder. But I mean, I shoved it like really tight of like potato wedges, little square patties of beef, and a couple other things. I shoved it tight, and that's what I was going to take home to give to the possums. So anyway, that's how it started out, and like I say, I was pigging out on the fried rice. Although in this experience, they didn't really make me taste it, or if I did, I don't remember, but, because sometimes they literally make me taste it and everything, but I don't remember tasting it, but they control all of that. Okay, so anyway, so after that, I thought, okay, I felt like really confident and like really like, all right, you know, I want to be all independent and walk through this whole big old mall by myself. And this experience has seemed to have lasted hours and hours and hours and hours. These lucid dreams do. And so I like, and I knew my mom and my sister and some other people were, you know, like roaming around and stuff near me in the food court. But I thought, well, you know, like I want to be all independent and go about the mall by myself. So after I ate the fried rice, I went off to my left and kept walking down the mall. Over to my right, it seemed like I was going through either Sears or let's see, it seemed more like Sears actually. Oh my God, I was walking through Sears, and the cats are getting it on. So I was walking through Sears, and over to my right was you know, a small little, you know, 20-foot, or I don't know, 30-foot by 30-foot display area of like what do you call them? Like bed sheets, comforters, pillows, and stuff like that. And there was like two poodles, two rather large dogs, poodles, and they were like just sitting there minding their own business in like some doggy beds. And I just knew that, you know, I somehow knew that the owners, they left their doggies to sit there while, almost like as if they were children or something. They left them to sit there while they went shopping, and they were going to come back and get them later. Okay, so the reptilians probably put poodles in there because my sister has some poodles, you know. So anyway, so then I kept walking. Then it's like I started to come to like what would be like Montgomery wards. And then over to my right against the wall was a shoe display. And one of the pairs of, oh actually I meant to put that in here and I forgot. One of the shoes was these awesome like sandals, and I was looking at a pair of black sandals over to the right. Over to the left were a pair of topsiders, and over to the right were like a pair of black sandals, and I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to get me some sandals, you know. The aliens knew that I had sandals like that a long time ago, 20 years ago, that I got at Walmart, but they don't really make them like that anymore. And they were like $33, and I was like, okay, that's a pretty good price. I'm going to come back later, you know, and buy them. Well, over to my left, the topsiders were like $90-something, and in real life, I was going to try to buy me some topsiders on Amazon, and they were about $100, but they definitely weren't worth it. But I got them, yeah, I got them like in the mail, and they were like 5 sizes too big. So anyway, so I haven't, you know, ordered any more shoes on Amazon or whatever, but the aliens, it's funny how they put that one pair of black leather sandals, because the aliens knew that I loved those shoes. And like I say, I wore those back when, you know, over 20 years ago. And they were men's. They were men's shoes from Walmart. But they weren't excessively wide or anything. So yeah, like I say, one pair was like on sale, like $33. And I was definitely going to come back and get those. And, I mean, like the aliens, they'll show me, I mean, like this, you know, totally virtual reality scenes and stuff in these long drawn out like lucid dreams and stuff. So then I kept walking. But like I say, I mean, it's weird how, you know, I can talk about this experience in a few minutes because it seemed like this experience lasted hours and hours and hours and hours. But I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot as well, a lot of little details and stuff. But I remember, you know, at least 80% of it. Okay, so anyway, that's why with these lucid dreams, you either have to like talk about it really fast or write it down or something, because with the lucid dreams, sometimes because they're so long, sometimes bits and pieces, you know, will fade away if you don't hurry up and try to remember them and stuff. But anyway, okay, so I just kept walking, and like I said, I meant to put that in here. That one pair was like $33, and the other pair was still like 90 something, and I wasn't about to buy the $90 pair shoes. But anyway, but I mean, they were just, like pure leather and everything. And so I just kept walking, and like I say, for some reason, I wanted to walk about the mall by myself. I wanted to feel independent and stuff. And, oh yeah, and the aliens, see, they know how you resonate and stuff, and they know, I guess I kind of was always dependent on my life, you know. So they, you know, they know how to resonate and stuff with you. And, so anyway, okay, so I kept walking. And like I say, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot. But anyway, okay, shoe sale, chow, walk past Starbucks. Okay, so the last part, like I say, I'm probably forgetting a little bit of details too. So anyway, I kept walking through the mall, and it just seemed like I walked through the mall for hours and hours and hours and hours. Okay, the last part, it's like I must have backtracked or something, because then all of a sudden I started walking, because in real life, if I was in the Montgomery Wards area in real life, I would have had to sort of like backtrack to go to where the JCPenney was and where the Starbucks was at. So anyway, and like I say, I did walk through this mall, past Starbucks, past JCPenney and all of that back a couple years ago when I met up with my grandma and my mom around the summertime. Okay, so anyway, so the last part of this lucid dream, like I say, I must have backtracked after I was walking through JCPenney. I backtracked a little bit and I started walking past Starbucks. And I looked over to my right and I was thinking, okay, you know, I kind of wanted some Starbucks, but I was thinking, I knew that it was closed. It looked like it was closed, and it was closed, and I was thinking, okay, well, I don't really care anyway, because I can't really eat anything there or drink anything, because it's all sugar and caffeine and stuff. And I can't really tolerate that stuff anymore. So anyway, so I walked past the Starbucks, but you know, I wished that I could have, when I was in the experience, you know, I wished I could have gotten something, but it was closed anyway. And I was like, well, I don't care anyway, because I can't, you know, drink that stuff. Or, you know, I could like buy a sandwich or something, but that's about it. So anyway, I saw like a female worker against the wall, and she was like, I saw like a little rubber gasket thing. It's like she was taking a little part of the espresso machine or something apart, and she was washing it and everything. And so anyway, but it was closed anyway. They were closing up and cleaning and everything. So I walked past the Starbucks, and pretty much that was the end of the scenario. But like I say, I didn't, you know, I didn't think about it till a few hours later or whatever, after this long drawn out mall lucid dream. And like when I was taking a shower and everything, like it felt like I had been tampered with. And like I say, I didn't think about it till a few hours later. That, you know, sometimes they're giving you these lucid dreams and they have nothing to do with sex or anything, but yet they're sitting there tampering with you, you know, sexually or whatever. But anyway, but yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot too, but anyway, that was basically it. But yeah, when you have these lucid dreams, I mean, it'll seem like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And like I said, they're always putting me in malls and food courts, and it is a blast. Okay, but anyway, I probably wouldn't have even talked about this experience if it wasn't for, I knew that that's what they were doing. It's like they were just distracting me by this small lucid dream and then tampering with me somehow. either, you know, ethereally or physically or whatever. But it manifested as physical. You know, the sensations and pain or whatever. Okay, well, anyway, but like I say, I'm sure I'm forgetting like 30% of this lucid dream, but I remembered most of it. But the best part, man, was when I was looking at the shoes, you know, because I was like, wow, you know, because the aliens knew that I love. It kind of looked like this pair right here, a little bit different, but similar. These black leather sandals that I had a long time ago, and the aliens knew that I love those shoes. That's why they put those shoes in my scenario. But anyway, thanks for listening. Yeah, if you ever remember like a long, drawn-out lucid dream, then pay attention to any kind of physical, you know, when you wake up or whatever, physical sensations or physical pain or whatever. But yeah, it went away. It went away. Like I said, I can't remember if I had any pain today. It was mainly like Friday and Saturday. And like I say, I think it was Friday morning when I had this experience. Either Thursday morning or Friday morning. But yeah, and like I say, just right now when I was doing this video, it just dawned on me that that physical pain was related. More than likely related to this experience. You know, but it was mainly on my left side this time, but yeah, it was on my left side this time, but like a couple months ago, and maybe even a couple months before that, I would have some little pains like on my right side, and but it hasn't came back in at least a month or two or whatever. And so anyway, so that's why I said this time, you know, I had pain on my left side, but like that other phantom pain or whatever it was on my right side, I don't know what that was all about. It could have, you know, it could have been from just the aliens giving me some kind of lucid dream that had nothing to do, you know, sexually, you know, and then they're sitting there, I don't know, trying to take eggs from me or something. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, so just know that they can be tampering with you sexually even though they're giving you an experience and it has nothing to do with sex. Because they didn't put anything sexual at all in this experience. Thanks for listening.